Hello, everyone. Joe, thanks for running that errand.
Hi, Mark. It's Mike here. I'm going to be on mute most of the time because I'm in California and San Francisco driving at the moment.
Continue 1.9 miles.
Ryan, good to see you. Repping the Peloton gear.
Yep.
Is that like for like
Why you're not on your Peloton right now? I'm a little disappointed you're not on the Peloton.
You want me to get on it real quick?
Yeah, I do.
Is that for like 1,000 rides there, Ryan?
I think I'm only at like 550 or something like that. So
It's like you got a t-shirt at 100, right?
yeah, t-shirt at 100. Yeah.
So did you get the jacket for a certain number, or
I got it for a
Buy it.
birthday present this year. One of my friends got it for me. So
When are you gonna get out and ref? I want to see. I want to see it. I want to see the new Ryan.
yeah, I gotta figure out the babysitter situation for my son. I have him every weekend now. So, but
Time
I'm
to
working on
explore.
a couple neighbors. So
you should have challenged Elvie to whoever wins. If she loses, she has to watch her kid.
there you go. Mark, how is it getting
How's
back
your
out
son?
there?
How old is he?
He just turned 5.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, sorry.
So going to my AirPods. Sorry.
It's all right.
Hold on. Okay, now I can. Sorry. How old is?
He just turned 5 in March,
Oh, okay.
so almost ready to pick up the whistle. Yeah.
Almost. Oh, dear God. I hope Magic Mike is Mike Lawrenson. Please turn on your video camera.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm telling you. How's all that kit? Your wife was a little pissed off. She had to come grab a whole bag full of kit.
I wasn't pissed off. That was great.
Yeah, I bet you weren't. She's like, what the fuck? I'm not on your Christmas card list, that's for sure.
But he should be, because you should be, because you gave him a bunch of free stuff.
I don't even know what was in there. There was so much shit in there. It was all large, so it wasn't going to fit anyone.
Fit me perfect.
Yeah.
A little tight around the biceps, but other than that, pretty good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the fact that that picture shows up every time when Rocky Mountain Rugby refs your picture.
I know. I'm not going to pay for this myself. Are you kidding me? I make Uber driver money. I don't make.
Which is more money than a lot of us. So,
I don't think so.
sorry, me.
Well, surely I can't be.
One cool thing that my company, so I made 5 years. One cool thing that my company gave, they gave us points and I got to buy was a wine opener. It's an electronic wine opener.
With a flashlight?
No, that would hurt a lot. Can you see what's inside that?
Open up wine in the dark. When a
Can you see
power
what's
failure
in-
goes out.
Screw? Yeah, it's flashlight.
John Kenny's online with the Wallaby jersey in the background. Freon's online. Katie Roth, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see.
All right, that's 12 people so far. What's the number going to be?
23. Plus, Dahlia is Dale and Angela, so that's 2.
Well, it's just me for right now. Angela's on her way home, or she may be watching it on her phone.
You've ruined it, Dale. It's gonna
Getting
cover
the
the
dog.
over. It's gonna cover the over. Welcome, Lucas. Good
Hi,
to
everyone.
meet you.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yep. Good.
Hi, guys.
Jim Russell.
Hey guys.
Mr.
Bill.
Zevin.
Our cameras either like Jim or Bill. So you can choose to either be like this or
I think Bill's trying to show off his belt buckle here in a second.
Bill's got that new floor camera.
Shoe camera.
Shoe camera, that's right. Get smart.
Joker, huh?
Bill, we can all see you got a little bit of something right.
Is there another Jim? Jim Bruce? Oh, it's Jim Bramley. Hey, Jim.
You're on mute still, Jim.
Close, we're 19.
Okay, Mark, Angela's home, so we got 20 now.
Yes, 20. Paul, let's start the show.
All right, I think it's a good time to start the show. You're right. Thanks, Mark. All right, so I guess first, anyone out there who this is their first meeting, introduce themselves. Been in our meetings before.
Lucas.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucas. I just joined the rugby referee of Colorado about 2 weeks ago. I've been playing rugby for 25 years. I was a referee back in France for 5 to 6 years. I'm getting older. My fitness is not that good anymore to play rugby, so I guess I can go back to being a referee. I've met Greg since we're part of the same club, the Denver Harlequins. So yeah, I'm looking forward to officiating my first game here in Colorado.
All right, well, welcome, Lucas. Yeah, nice to have you.
Bienvenue.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else out there? Just looking at the screen. My screen is squished because I'm screen sharing. I miss anybody, Mark? Can you tell?
No, just Lucas. Just Lucas.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks everyone for dialing in. I guess soon, don't know when, we may have some in-person stuff, although this is going, it's nice to see people in person, so we may look for that in the future. But for now, here we are again on Zoom. So I don't have much to really share. There's lots of other stuff being shared later on, but really just want to reach out to people and kind of ask for some additional maybe volunteers, someone out there who has a talent or an interest to help out and has some skills. And specifically, I guess what we really could use is someone to help us update and keep our website updated. Anyone who's been on there knows that it's outdated information, just needs to be kind of refreshed. It runs off of a WordPress platform, so it's pretty straightforward and easy to manipulate. It just needs someone to has the time and the ability to do that for us. So we'd love to have someone help us with the website. And on that kind of similar vein, would also really like to have someone help with our social media game. So I guess actually create a social media presence. Use Facebook. We don't have other platforms, but we certainly could add them if someone is so inclined and able to do that. I feel like it'd be great to have someone who's under 40 doing that. Social media is just not really an old person's game. And as much as I'm active in social media, I'm not the person to do it either. And also time commitment. So again, love to have someone to help with social media and with our website. So if you have someone who's not on the call yet, or maybe someone will watch this later on, please let the exec committee know, and we will kind of work on getting you hooked up with helping us out. That'd be great for that. Next step from the agenda, we're going to switch to operations. So Dan, are you there? Looks like you are. Are you able to give your quick update about ref up and match assignments?
I was doubly muted there, so I am now unmuted, hopefully. Yes, I am here to help with this. First things first, probably the easy one, the really clear one. RevUp is our source of record for all things assignments. So if somebody sends an email out or whatever and says, hey, can we get some help? We still really need to make sure that's going into RevUp. And the reason why is that everything is integrated off of that. Steve Gore has done an incredible job putting together a payment system, a bid system, the scheduling system, so that we don't have 12 different things and wires getting crossed everywhere. Rather, it's just one click, get appointed, and you're golden. And that's all you need to do. So, calling somebody up, doing whatever, it just, all it does is complicate things. And then we have to try and find ways to make that work with a manual process. And it ends up being a ton of work for Steve and myself, neither of which are terribly interested in doing it, especially when we have a system that is built so that we don't have to do that anymore. And it removes a lot of the errors. So all good things by just following the system and using the process there. With that in mind, similar but shifting gears a little bit, we have had folks, whether it be Rugby Colorado or Colorado Interscholastic Rugby Association, calling referees directly. If they call you and they say, hey, can you come ref this game? And it isn't appointed through RefUp, you are not going to get paid for that game. If you don't care about getting paid, cool, do whatever you want. It's a free country and you're all adults. But if you do want to get paid, or you want to get mileage or anything like that, it needs to run through RefUp. We're not gonna, I've spent over 10 hours this week trying to fix problems because of people doing manual things. And it really, I've got a day job. I can't be handling this stuff because people want to circumvent the process. So if you get a phone call from a coach from Sierra or Rugby Colorado, tell them that the game needs to be in RefUp. and then you need to bid for that game. If there's any questions, let me know. I don't think that's really news to anybody. But any questions from anyone before I go on? There's two other things.
Dan,
Hey,
I'm sharing
Gil.
my, sorry, Dan, I'm sharing my screen. Is there anything you want to teach anyone I could tab through as you talk? Or then,
If there's questions about how to do something, people please ask. I mean, I get how that system works. I don't know how people can't figure it out. I mean, that's not meant to be insulting. It's just, I think Steve has done an incredible job getting a very simple, straightforward UI. Like, there is, what do you need to know? If anybody has questions, please ask.
Hey, Gil, this is Dale. I apologize for that, for the weekend. I mean, I did go on to Ref Up to bid for that game. And I, clicked on the green arrow or the green check mark, and I got to that, and then it was, I don't know, I guess just not being out of it for a while. I guess I was expecting something, say, pending or processing or that sort of thing, because nothing even came through after several hours. So
yeah, whatever happened with yours is a mystery to quite a few of us. Steve and I were going around on it, and I remember seeing your name on it, and then it assigned out to Mike. So I'm not trying to point fingers here. I just want to make sure that people know the process and follow the process moving forward, just because trying to do a bunch of workarounds when we only had, 3 locations, and it took hours to resolve. When we get back to having lots of games, that's going to be a hard no. I mean, we're just have way too much going on to try and be messing around with manual processes at that stage.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Gil, what do you need me to do now at this point to rectify anything?
Check your email. I just need you to bid for that one game.
Yep. Okay.
The fake game, and that'll get it sorted out.
Okay.
Was
So
there another question out there?
any other questions from folks?
I have a quick one. I just want to make sure I'm going through the right procedure. Whenever I'm not getting contacted about the game, should I go through you, like ops at RMR, or should I try to contact the team directly?
No, great question. Absolutely. Great question. Do bring that to me. I kind of keep a running tally of teams or clubs or folks that aren't getting that taken care of, and have had conversations with Carol and Hugh and Amy, who are the respective leaders of those groups. So yeah, definitely just bring it to me. You should not be spending your time trying to chase up the coaches. I mean, they're adults. They need to be doing their part to make this all a success together.
Hey, Gil, Mark here. Before we leave, can you show us how to link 2 games together? I tried to do that the other day. I'm not so sure that I was successful because I got assigned one and not the other.
Mark, can you do that, or do you
Mark, what do you mean? Like,
you need a little practice first?
Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to bid on 2 games?
Yeah, I want to bid on, let's just say I want to bid on the AR for Regent Jesuit, but I want to tie it to the Palmer game or something. It's the blue box is what it is, right? And then I click on the, do I just got to click on both of them, right, to make it happen?
I'm not quite sure because I've never done that.
Hey, Mark Nelson.
Yes.
Steve Horizon.
Yeah, so try clicking that blue box there. And then can you click on the center referee?
There we go. Yeah, there we go. So we'll go through that again.
Red, Steve, when it's done.
Yep, and there'll be the little text spot.
Oh, and you got to click on that box too. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mark or somebody, how can I see all the games and possible appointments in the near future? I had an interchange with Gilligan today because when I went on Ref Up, first of all, it didn't take me to Ref Up. Generally, it took me to Ref Up my matches. And since I don't have any matches, I haven't bid on anything. There are only this weekend's listed and only 2 games. When I went on the society website, there's 10 games. So how do I go on Ref Up and take a look at all the games, 10 games this weekend? And then what you're showing us now is there's games next week and the week after, et cetera. So how can I see those on Ref Up?
So my offers.
I did.
The ones on Ref Up are just the ones that haven't been assigned yet. The ones on the society site are all of the games.
Well, for instance, when you went on this,
It's also, Jim, going to look at what you're eligible to do, and it's going to show you those games. So you would have seen everything that as a referee coach was open, but you won't see every match that's there.
Why not?
Well, because Jim, you haven't passed your fitness test.
So whoever's got the background noise, if you could go back to mute there.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mark Huff
So
is
Jim-
on here,
Jim,
was on the page here
Ref
a
Up-
minute ago. And
Jim, Ref Up is a bidding system. It's not the schedule. The master schedule is on the webpage. So use the RMRR webpage for the master schedule.
all right, well,
Ref Up is a bidding system with all the other back-end operations. So if you want to know who all is there, what games are assigned, what's out there, you go to the webpage. If you want to know what you can bid on in order to go ahead and go and coach somebody, then feel free to jump into Ref Up. They serve 2 different purposes.
okay, but can you go back to what you were just showing, which had
Which one? This
the
one?
one that had all the games? Stop. Right there. This Saturday, Sarah has a Summit High School versus Regis Jesuit at Cook. Nobody is listed there.
Correct.
That's-
They haven't put in a bid for someone to do that. Amy, as the administrator, needs to add a referee bid to say, yes, we want a referee for that game.
Well, then go down a couple spaces. Also on Saturday, Rugby Colorado, we got Mark Huff doing something. It's disappeared.
Yep.
And supposing I want to go watch Mark, there's no space for coaching.
I would have to put on a place to coach. So basically,
Yeah.
I would have to go in here.
Yeah, Jim, we don't have just open coaching for anyone and everyone. We've had that in the past, and it ended up being issues because certain people went and watched certain other people, and other folks never got watched. And it's one of the things that Mark is doing by allocating out the coaching slots, is to make sure that people are being watched. It isn't just a free-for-all, go grab whatever you want to do.
Well, right now, Mark Huff does not have the ability to get a ref there.
To
You get
coach or a ref?
coach there.
Well, right now, we've got on here, wherever Mark's game is, Castle Rock Vista, okay?
Yeah.
On the society page, it says him. It lists no assistant refs and it lists no coaches. Does that
Correct.
mean that Mark will not have the opportunity to have some coach work with him?
Right.
As
If
of right now, yes.
Why?
Well, I went in and I've assigned referee coaches to people I would like to focus on development. And I'm sorry for this, Mark, but a little bit ahead of Mark. I coached Mark last weekend, and now he's going to have a game to go implement some of this stuff.
Okay.
But
That's a good
right
reason.
now,
That's a good reason.
yeah. So I'm like there's no coach on Mike Lawrenson right here because of this game he's doing. So like I wish we had infinite coaches and I wish we had infinite dollars to spend on coaching. But I'm trying to remain within a budget and allocate some of the coaching to, as referees accept games. Oh, Art Bogus doesn't have a coach. Let's get him a coach on this. But he just probably got that game accepted to him, and I haven't gone in there and activated the coach for him. So it's something I'm doing in the process. And then when that comes available, Jim, so you will get an email when there are coaching opportunities from RefUp. Then you can go, oh, okay. So whoever all of our coaches are, they'll get that email and they'll say new opportunities. Art Bogus needs a coach. And if you want to go do that day, feel free.
Okay. Thanks.
All righty.
Dan continues.
Yep. More questions?
Please continue,
Cool.
Dan.
All righty. So a few things that have been rumored and apparently are true. Rugby Town is on. So have talked to the city. We're going to be doing some stuff there. One big call out, my understanding, is that we will not have the services of Mr. Nelson because he will be busy with the World 10s, which is a pretty nice little thing to be doing. So congrats there, Mark.
Well done.
But we will need an understudy who has been through the meat grinder of getting the radios ready. So that might be something to talk to Mark about and see if he can get a little experience. It is a paid
Dan,
position by the city. Yeah.
I'll probably staff that out as my company.
Oh, will you? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kieran had asked me to start looking for folks. So, okay, cool. No, good to know.
Yeah. No, I'll get a bid to them and staff it out.
Yep. It may be a slightly smaller number of teams. Obviously, the whole COVID thing is still making stuff fun, but we are planning on doing everything we can to have the full complement of teams out there. So the full pools plus the military. Military is already committed. We're hearing rumors of teams from South Africa coming up out of the Blue Bulls and the Sharks. So a lot of good opportunities there all the way around. I have not yet received confirmation for Aspen. They're cautiously optimistic. And I have not talked to Craig at the Mountain Chalet. I'm assuming at least for this year, we will continue to be there if they do have Rugger Fest. More to come as we figure things out over the summer. I wish that we had a lot more stuff settled with them, but obviously that's still very much in flux too. So those are the summer tournaments. I do not know anything about the Rocky Mountain Challenge. I have not heard anything about the Denver Sevens. So more to come from that too. Hopefully I'll be sending notes out from ops as we find things out. The kit reimbursement, I'm looking back and forth over at a mirror or at a board behind me there. Sorry. Kit reimbursement. It is open. If you have done 5 games or more and you want to go and get paid for getting some new swag, go get that new swag. We've got Bushi Athletic, which is the same people as Rugby Athletic who've been helping us out. It is just now directly under Chris Babish. Leah Berard's still there. All the folks we know are still there. They just had a breakup with the old partner they had. So that's all there. That stuff looks like it's all in stock. So let me know. Send the receipt to ops and we'll get you sorted out. And there's the policy for it. Thank you, Mark. Great job getting that up there. Final piece, yellow card reports, red card reports. I know that we're missing at least one red card report from this weekend for someone who got suplexed. in the middle of the game.
That's me.
Mark, thank you.
No,
Yep.
that's
So
me.
please get that in there.
So, hey, Gilly, Mark was my coach. Mark was my coach that day. And because he had a match straight after mine, we didn't have a chance to talk. We're going to talk after this call, and then I'm going to file the report.
Awesome. Thank you. So yeah,
No
we
worries.
want to get those in quickly. There's a couple reasons for that. The first one is there is actually a mandatory period it needs to be reported by. You're well within it today, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
The other thing is the disciplinary committee needs to have time to have their hearing, do their investigations. There's that. In this case,
I'll do it. I'll do
video.
it, Gilly. I'll do it tonight. It's fine.
Yeah, no, Kevin, not talking about you. This is for everybody. Yeah. So thankfully, there is video on this one. There are other ones where we don't have video, and your yellow or red card needs to tell the story. If you take a look at Reg 17, you will see the various things that are in there about, aggravating and mitigating factors. Was this person retaliating? Did this come out of the blue? Was it part of a trend throughout the game? A lot of the times you'll see stuff like, well, I gave a team warning, somebody did this, and that's okay for a technical infraction. But for foul play, we really need to start taking a look at the things that you see in the foul play decision-making. Was there force? Was it dangerous? Kevin, I think that's going to be an easy one for you. That thing was dangerous when I saw the video. Great call on it. But sometimes it's not obvious when the guy's, he's not getting suplexed. He's getting punched in the face. Was it a closed fist? Was it a slap? Was the person, was he retaliating for getting punched? And, look through all of those different things and capture that in your yellow card or red card reports, please. It's really important for the disciplinary committee to be able to effectively adjudicate on the situation. So any questions about that stuff? Cool. Thanks everybody for your attention there. 4 very different topics. And please, 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 if you're getting calls directly from coaches that are not assigned in Ref Up, push them back to Amy or Carol. If it's Sierra or Rugby Colorado, those are the 2 people that are handling all of that. And if you have any issues whatsoever, do not hesitate to bring me into it. I will make sure that they're following the procedures. Thanks a lot for everybody's hard work. I hope everybody's staying healthy.
Hey, Kevin, got the same picture.
All right, thanks, Dan. All right, Rick, you're up next. Recruitment retention update.
Yeah, we're having a level 1 finally. It's actually going to be July 11th, 7/11. So you got all those people sitting on the fence. I'm sure. Go ahead and
11. Sorry, that's the wrong day, people. 7/11.
What's that? Oh,
I have the wrong date up there. It's 7/11.
You're not sharing
you need
your
to
screen
share
right
your
now
screen.
anyway,
Paul, share your screen.
It looks like I am. Sorry, I got to go back and figure out what I'm doing here.
Nope,
I
nobody
took
would
it
have
off
known.
to share my screen.
Nobody
I know.
would have known. Anyway, so yeah, 7/11 at Glendale. Looking forward to it. I think we're gonna have a good mix of people. We've got quite a few people waiting for a while now, so it should be good. The other big thing we're doing is Tri is firing up here pretty soon. They pushed their season back, as far as I know. It starts on the 22nd, and then it ends on 6/26. And we're gonna try as a society to support them a little bit differently this year, if you will, a little bit more. Try to capture that referee energy when it's young and doesn't know any better. So Jim Bruce is leading their. They have their own little training for their referees, and I'm going to be there for their 2 sessions. And then from that, what it'll probably be is if we can get 1 or 2 of us out per Saturday to kind of coach their coaches and just be around and be a presence. That's the plan. I think they're down on numbers, so I'm not sure how many people we'll need, but kind of keep in the back of mind, if you have any interest at all, helping out with the try this year, reach out to me on the side, and I will keep your name in on a list. And then when I know more after the little sessions with Jim Bruce, I'll know more about what we need to do. So I think that's it.
All right. Any questions there for Rick?
I do.
Okay.
What fields are they going to be doing the try on? North and south again, or?
Ooh, Paul, do you remember? I don't think they're doing the north-south thing, right?
So they're trying to, it's going to be one location or two locations. They don't really know where they're going to be in the Denver metro area. So they're not going to do Northern Colorado and Southern Colorado. And they didn't have, last time we spoke with Hugh, he didn't have fields, I guess, finalized yet. So we don't know. So it's another place across from your house, Jim. It's or your office, but it's Denver metro, two places, probably grass fields, not turf fields, in theory. So anything else? Any questions about that? All right, so we're gonna move on to our level setting discussion here. Mark Nelson will lead that. So you're probably gonna take the slide away anyway, Mark, and you'll need to share video from your end. So I'll stop my share, but all right.
Yeah, just give me 1 second to pull that up real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I forgot to load that tab.
Didn't have that tab open, did you?
Yeah. So
I have advantage. I have ref up, and
The only tab in the entire internet that he didn't have.
while we're doing that, just to go back to the comment in the chat, I will bring that up. That again, if you have a game that a coach isn't assigned to, you can get the video from either yourself or the team, and you can load it into Advantage and then ask virtually anyone to look at it and review it for you. So that is still available. Thanks for that.
so
but Mark will talk about that more.
after the level setting, we're going to run through a little bit of Advantage, and then there's a new video, a 3-minute video of what the new Advantage will look like. And then if anyone wants to stay after the fact and kind of go through it and see how it can be used for you, after the meeting is over, I will stay on and answer any and all questions, because I believe it's a great platform for your career. So with that, we're going to go to our friendly English barrister, because he puts some really good videos together. We're going to see what he says about head-to-head contact. So let me share this.
Don't have any sound.
Not getting his audio.
Okay, hold on 1 second. It's because it's going through my Bluetooth.
Is that better?
There's lots of different scenarios in rugby when there's foul head contact. And today we're looking at head-on-head contact, when two players' heads collide. But it's the same questions that we have to ask as referees. Firstly, is it foul play? Secondly, how hard did the heads collide, i.e. what's the degree of danger? And then finally, is there a reason to mitigate the sanction down a level, i.e. from a red card to a yellow card? Now let's look at our two Barbies here. First of all, we've got purple Barbie carrying the ball. We've got to decide when pink Barbie runs in and collides head, is there foul play? Now, if pink Barbie has time to adjust her height, that's clearly foul play. It was avoidable. But if purple Barbie carrying the ball at the last moment steps into pink Barbie, no chance to adjust her height, unavoidable, that wouldn't be foul play. If we decide it is foul play, we then look at how hard did they collide? What's the degree of danger? From a distance, high speed, head collision, that would be high degree of danger. That would start at a red card. But then we would look at a reason to mitigate. Is there a reason to mitigate? For example, did purple Barbie drop her height at the last minute or step back in at the last minute? All of those things would have to go through a referee's mind when deciding, is it foul play and what the degree of sanction is.
Okay, then we got one more. Let me just pull that up real quick.
The law book doesn't say.
Oh, what was the other one we were going to do?
It was the dangerous clearouts. With the Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Today we're going to look at dangerous clearouts, in particular when there's contact to the head. Now I've made another video around high tackles when there's contact with the head, and you can see that on the link below. But the three things that a referee has to consider with that is very similar to what they have to consider with dangerous clearout. First of all, is there foul play? Secondly, what's the degree of danger? And finally, if there's any mitigation. So the first question, is there foul play? Has Leonardo here at the breakdown made contact with the head of Donatello? So here we've got the breakdown, we've got a tackle, we've got Michelangelo tackling Raphael, and here we are, Donatello contesting for the ball. Well, we've got Leonardo's going to clear him out. Now he's got to avoid the head of this player. Now sometimes that is totally unavoidable in a total accident. For example, he falls at the last minute and he gets his head caught. Or perhaps even Michelangelo here stands up at the last minute and catches an arm. Totally unavoidable. But generally, if a player's over the ball trying to contest it, you've got to avoid their head. Then we're looking at the degree of danger. How hard has that head been hit? How far has Leonardo run from, and what part of the body has he hit the head with? That will decide if that's a high degree of danger or not. If it's a high degree of danger, all we're looking at then is whether or not there's mitigation. Now, that could be at the last moment, he's just changed that height, or he's changed the direction. That might take it from a red or yellow card. The one time where a referee will never consider mitigation is when this player, the arriving player, is never in a legal action. So he's tucked his arm and direct contact with the head. No mitigation there. You should be wrapping. You shouldn't be doing foul play in these situations. So again, three things to consider. Was it avoidable? What's the degree of danger? And is there any mitigation?
All right. So he's put together a big series of those clips, and we can share the
We
link.
all know that when a player's running down the touchline trying to score a try, just like Leonardo here.
Yeah, so Wayne's put together a nice little bunch of clips there, and we just picked two of them because that's kind of some of the topics that we're kind of coming up and seeing in some MLR and some D1 Elite games. And there's a whole series. So if you just go to YouTube and type in Wayne Barnes, and there's a whole series, and they're all pretty well done, really short and sweet. So it's a good learning tool for you. Paul, what's up next? You're muted, Paul.
Microphone got turned off. Sorry. We had on there the tackle framework, or is that a remnant from something else?
No, I don't have that ready. So
yeah.
I've got one actually. Can I share my screen from?
Go ahead, Rick.
This weekend.
Go ahead, Rick. Yeah.
All right. See if I can do this. Everybody see that?
Yep.
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 So I'm gonna put somebody on the spot here. Katie, I'll set it up for you. But that's a lineout. The ball has just been thrown in by Black. How would you categorize the picture you're seeing there, Katie?
What do you mean by categorize? Like what part of play?
Like the ball literally just got thrown in by Black to Black, and that is the instant that the lineup basically just started.
Okay. The lineup does not look fully formed. Like the teams aren't anywhere close together.
That
Um,
you said it very much more politely than I would have. I mean, there's plenty of 4-letter words for what this is right here, but it's a mess, right? Like, I just the only reason this kind of like tripped me this weekend. This is from this weekend. This is LA DC, and this is only like 1 minute into the match. Or I know this is that 10-minute mark, but this just triggered because we talked about this last meeting, right? Like, and this is JP Doyle. I mean, this is a professional, high level referee, very good. At the top level of United States refereeing, and this was the picture he's looking right at, and he let this go, and they scored points off of this, which frankly they scored a lot of points in this day, so it didn't really matter. But and the other thing they caught, and actually almost more criminal for me, was like 1 minute into the game, DC kind of did something similar, not even as ugly as this, and he called that back and actually told him, no, you got to set the line. That was earlier in this match. The white team didn't allow this by the white team. And then here we are at 10-minute mark. And I mean, I don't know this is the old 4 receiver set. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting that I guess my point is that we made last meeting and this meeting too, is like, this is very controllable for us, right? Like this, in our matches, this is a great time to like slow things down, make sure everything's right. Everybody's where they're supposed to be, give everybody space to do their jobs. And this is just it can happen to the best of them. This is just ugly.
So Rick, just follow up there. So in this instance, let's say it's a high school boys game or high school girls game. What would you do at that level?
I would absolutely blow my whistle and be like, no. Well, a couple of things. One, actually, I mean, LA's thing is going quick at lineouts, right? If you watch them at all, like, they go really quick all the time. So he knows that. I mean, look where he is. Like that's not where you want to be at our level, or I mean, at any level really. Ideally, you're up there next to Marquise, the AR, and you're at the front of the line. You just don't even let that happen. But if this does happen and you don't get there, you blow your whistle. You're like, no, the line wasn't set. Quick talking to you, make everybody sure everybody's good. Then you start up again, because letting this happen in a lot of our games is not going to turn out well.
Right. So there's a lot of chatter going on in the chat, and that's good stuff. And is it legal? Is it acceptable? All that stuff, and the things that are being said are correct and true. I think the idea is to bring it again down to the level of the things we typically see, which are high school games or JV high school games, and just how to maybe referee that in the instant. So Mark has his hand up, Mark Nelson. So go ahead and go first there and make your comment if you would.
Yeah, I agree. It is a mess, and there's some good comments in the chat. And but ideally, like, the levels of what we referee in community rugby is structure is king, and it makes it look like rugby. So to Rick's point is, if that is going on, right, just kind of whistle it, create the structure, create a platform for those players to showcase their talents. And by doing that, you'll have a much better game of rugby.
Right.
I just read through the comments real quick, and again, I don't want to go down this road. I didn't mean to trigger anything, but I don't think that's a legal line out in any sense of the word. I mean, the defense is there, they're set. You can't quick throw anymore. So and they're not set to be a line out, so it's not a quick line out. So I don't know. That's
okay. Well, let's have a side conversation on that. Not go down a big rabbit hole.
If all the master debaters want to go offline and debate that, please do that. But
let's stick around afterwards and we'll talk about it.
Okay. All right, Mark. So the next thing was advantage you were going to bring up. Was that right? Or was it I forget what you're doing next.
Is this a bull and bush discussion?
You bet.
The patio's too cold. Yeah, so I'm just going to show a quick video about what Advantage Live is going to be offered come the next registration cycle. So we had a conversation about the amongst the EC of like what is our coaching platform going to be? And before the kind of pandemic hit, we were rolling out a Google form coaching, level 1 coaching platform that was similar to what Stu Geiger had created with the Don Morrison. Don Morrison, for those of you who don't know, is an ex-performance reviewer. He created these competencies based on your grades. A referee at this level should see this at the tackle, should see this at the maul, should see this at the whatever. Rocky Mountain has gone away with those kind of grading systems, and soon the rest of the country will follow into match levels. So the Referee and Laws Committee has vigorously debated months on months on months on match levels that will be rolling out soon. And I can share that screen with you. So the kind of basis of this is what will go to next. There were a few years ago, we tried to roll out Advantage as the main platform, but it was mostly based, like Advantage was great for having video and doing a full performance review, and really not so great with coaching. However, in the last 18 months, it has been modified and remodified and changed and changed. And so I'd like to go through what the agreed upon match levels will be for advancement from the RLC. I'll give you a little sneak peek of that. B, we're going to watch a quick 3-minute video of what Advantage Live will do. And then we can wrap up and we can go into Advantage and kind of, if for anyone who wants to know how to use it and coach in it, performance review in it, do self-reviews in it, track your career, whatever you need to do, we can kind of talk about that a little bit. I don't want to bog everyone's time down if they're not really interested in it. So real quick, sorry for the tabs, everyone, but that's how I roll. So this is, these are the competencies that are in Advantage. And you can see that they're all kind of done by colors. So right now, Rocky Mountain only goes to level 8 referees. So we'll probably going to be, when this rolls out nationally, we'll probably, everyone's going to lose 2 grades essentially, but you'll be at the same level. So if we look down here, a level 10 referee, which was the equivalent of a C4, will be focusing on these competencies. And once they have these competencies dialed in from either coaching reports or self-review or, visual, it's within the development team and the AC to promote that referee to this level. And then that referee at the level 9 will work on these competencies. And once they've, kind of achieved a good knowledge base of these competencies, they can go down the line, down the line, down the line. Now, this really only takes you to about level 6, which we consider like level 6 would be equivalent of a really developed C1. And there's a lot more competencies here than that aren't really like pertinent. And basically by the time you get to level 6, you're probably on the national radar and you're doing high performance competitions like D1 men's, D2 men's, and D1A, NERA, stuff like that, ARP, PRP, whatever comes about. And then you'll be most likely using Advantage to kind of get these strategic competencies. But the most of the technical competencies are really kind of what you're focused on as a level 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? So this is built on community rugby. So does anyone have any questions on that? I'm sure you do. And then we're kind of putting together, like, what does it look like to achieve these competencies? So here's a little workbook we've kind of created. And again, this will all be rolled out to all the LROs. And like, this is what it kind of looks like to kind of achieve those things, right? Again, this is a work in progress. I won't show you the other stuff because it's a little bit work in progress. Now, saying that. Does anyone have any questions on that as of right now? I can answer. Nope, great.
And if anybody has any strong opinions about certain things, how things should look, feel free to reach out to Mark or myself on this subcommittee. Or just ignore them.
Trying to find out where that went. So close it. All right. So let me unmute. Let me turn off my Bluetooth so everyone can hear it. So this is the new Advantage. This is Advantage Live. It'll be rolled out. Anyone who registers under USA Rugby as a referee will get an automatic registration to Advantage Live going forward on the new cycle coming in September. So here's a little quick 3-minute video.
This is Advantage Sports Software, powered by Amazon AWS, where we make it easy for you to work. Advantage will free up to a full day's work or more, saving you time and so saving you money. It's online and you can work in real time, collaborating, and everything is all in one place. The online portal facilitates a live feed that currently allows multiple high-definition camera angles where you can control your environment. Referee managers, reviewers, ref coaches, team coaches, or their analysts, and citing commissioners can all add clips live for later review. And you can also facilitate a remote television match official if needed. Our referee analysts, or yours, can add key match stats. As you can see, the quality is exceptional, with low latency or delay, supported by the latest technology where the video is recorded directly into the cloud, meaning it is always immediately available. All key personnel can create their clips and add their comments. The clips all appear on a combined timeline, including match stats. They can also be sent to a meetings folder for later review. You can select or switch the camera angles. Full video controls allow you to go back and watch your own replays, create your clip, add notes, and jump back to the live feed. If you include a television match official, they can review play live, and then communicate through broadcast to the referee in real time. Another great feature is generating clips which you can download or share outside of Advantage, where the recipient will also have full access to all the video controls and camera angles. After the match, you can benefit from Advantage's full stack of features that allows you to control your environment by using only what you need. The match report has all the match stats and is where the referee does their self-review and collaborate with officials and team coaches, color-coded to identify each user. Advantage facilitates online meetings where you can schedule, work to establish best practices, do disciplinary reviews, reports, and hearings. Plus, the system saves a recording of your meetings. Stats assists in identifying trends and overall progress. The dashboard is where you decide which tools, available as widgets, will best assist in development. Put simply, Advantage is all in one place, and you use only what you need. Customize it to suit your development, from grassroots to professional. Working live means that after the game, most of your work is done. Delivering the latest technology that works on both Mac and Windows makes Advantage your advanced affordable solution that saves you time and saves you money. Advantage Sports Software. Working for you. This is Advantage Sports Software, powered by Amazon AWS.
Okay. So, what does that all mean for you? Sorry, some couple questions. Will any of these new changes reordering levels? No, Katie, it won't. So if you're a level 7 referee and you can only referee level 7 games, that doesn't mean you'll drop down to 9. You can't referee level 7 games anymore. It means that those games will also drop down. So it's not really a change other than you're a 7 and now you're a 9, but it's still the same kind of games. Yeah, thanks, Joe. You answered that. So with that, I don't want to take up anyone's time who doesn't want to be here. So Paul, do you have anything else?
So that is the end of our agenda. I guess I would like to just kind of throw it out there. Does anyone have any general questions or things we didn't cover or something that we should have covered, and we can answer the question while we're all together?
Jim Russell, I will show you that right now. I'll send that link out right now.
All right, thank you. Paul, do we know have any idea when regular club rugby is going to start?
The regular club rugby under Rocky Mountain Rugby, they are coming. They developed COVID protocols for practice and training, but they are being very cautious about that and what's happening and where they are. It's a moving target, obviously, just like with COVID in general. It's on their website what they're doing, and the actual start date for games, I haven't heard an announcement yet, but it really has to do with what county, what part of the city you're in, what's allowed, and kind of going off of that. But they're waiting for Colorado to come down, I guess, either come down or go up, whatever you're going to call it, to improve a level to more of the green, level green, which was the old dial, which went away a couple weeks ago. So it's tough, but no, I don't actually have a date yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? All right.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Go ahead, Jim.
Is the new 2021 coaching or reffing book out, or rugby book out?
Law book?
Yeah,
No.
law book.
I think we have last year's version that we ordered a year ago that finally got picked up in February. That is, we have about 20 books at Rick's house and 20 books at my house. So
I'm down to like 2. I shipped
we
a
have
whole
20
bunch out.
books at my house and we have 2 books at Rick's house. So
Are
but,
there any major changes?
I don't have it memorized, but the most current version is on an app or at worldrugbylaws.com or whatever that would be. So what there are the only kind of changes is how World Rugby is kind of adjudicating foul play with regards to dangerous tackles and high tackles. So the kind of new protocol used to be that kind of flow chart that was rolled out last year that got kind of taken away. And it's kind of, if you go back to that Wayne Barnes video, there's a good section in there of like, is like, is it foul play? Yes, no. If it is, what's the degree, where did the contact happen? The hit and slip up, was it on the head? What's the degree of danger? Are there any mitigating circumstances? So that's kind of what it would be. Other than that, there's no real changes. There are a lot of competitions out there changing different aspects of the game that you may feel like, oh, well, a red card can come back in 20 minutes or a person can be subbed. Those are only specific to those competitions. So the games that we're refereeing are straight through the law book, no real changes, right?
Okay.
What are the protocols for high school or for the rugby that's going on right now? Because I haven't done any games yet as far as, is it mask and all that stuff? Or I'm just run through that real quick if you could.
Do the players have to wear masks? No.
Okay. Yep. That's what I figured.
They're,
I'm assuming players and refs, but as far as on the sidelines and everything like that.
Well,
Colorado, you can be outdoors now and without a mask. That's a federal thing, and even the state, they just extended it. So it depends on the county. Some counties are allowing that and some are not. So sidelines may or may not be wearing masks.
I
Have we
would-
been patrolling that basically, or are we just letting Rugby Colorado deal with it?
Right.
Yes.
So the leagues will control that, whether regardless if it's Sierra, Rugby Colorado, or Rocky Mountain Rugby. It's up to the league to control that. It's not we're not the mask police.
I
Good to
would.
hear.
I've been to a few matches, and to say that the enforcement of the technical zone has been great would be a lie. So I implore everyone to get there a little bit early. Take that form that Brian Zapp put on our website that I've sent out in multiple emails. When you get confirmed up, right, and send it out to both coaches and kind of stress like, listen, we're going to set up technical zones, and then go over there and use cones, markers, spray paint, whatever, and enforce the technical zones, right? So it's a little difficult with Rugby Colorado because they have a pool of 30 subs they can bring in and on out, or 30 players total. So you can't just limit the 8 subs and 2 water carriers, but they can all be behind a rope and the coaches can be in a technical zone, or just try and not have it look like Rick's line out so much as to have it actually look like a technical zone. It just takes a little bit of doing, and it will really help out. Okay, so let's crack on to, let me share my screen again, sorry.
Mark, while you're doing that, I can give a kudos to someone. So during your game, assistant referees saw a clash of heads and then paid attention to those 2 players, and then did recognize and remove one of the players because she saw some post-activity action. So she saw like a lot of head, eye blinking and head shaking, trying to get the bugs out. And Hannah did a really good job and identified and stuck to her guns and got the player removed. And then I actually talked to the player afterwards while he was waiting, and he definitely had a head injury. So kudos to her, and hope everybody takes that same point of view of recognizing the move.
Yeah, that was a great work by Hannah Stolba, because and she really helped me, and that player is probably the better for it. It was great work. Okay, so this is premieradvantage.com. The link is in the chat. Everyone has access to this. If you want to go register, just go here and register as a referee or a referee coach or whatever you are for Rocky Mountain Rugby. You just enter your names here. You could choose USA Rugby, right? You're going to go down and pick who we are. We are Rocky Mountain. Happy days. You can pick your role here. Basically referee or reviewer, or if like Dan or Paul or executive want to be administrator, that's great too, right? So once we get into it, we log in and it brings us up to the dashboard. So this is basically your dashboard. This is kind of the matches you've had to do. So here's your dashboard. Here's the matches of all listed of all the competitions in the league right now, or in Advantage. These are competencies if you want to read them. Here they are again, right? Here's the, as a referee, coach, or as a reviewer, here's how you can award the competencies when you're grading a match. So basically, like when you're grading a match, we'll kind of get into that when we talk about it. Here's a list of all the meetings that were held and clips. So if you want to go in here and look at some ruck clips, and you can just go in here and watch all these clips. And for your own development, or if you're having trouble at scrums, you can go in here and watch some scrums, or you can add stuff, look at stuff. If you want to look at a new report, or if you want to start a new report, so you have a game this weekend. Okay, we're going to select the referee. We're going to say, where's one of our guys here? Cam Pettit's got a game this weekend. He's being coached by Mike Bloy, right? The date of the game is here. It is going to be a high school boys game, and it's round 3. And we don't really have the ability to nominate home or away, but we can say it's going to be East High School, which we know they're red, versus Titans Rugby, which we know they're gold. You can type in the referees, the ARs here if you want. And you can save the report. Okay, once you save the report, you can go down here and you can type in game plan. Well, I can't do it because I'm not Cam Pettit, but let me go to my game. So you can go into your game plan and type in your game plan and focus areas, right? This is before the match. I'm going to work on advantage. I'm going to work on space, and I'll work on empathy and materiality. But as we roll out those competencies that are here, so if Mike Lawrenson is a level 10 referee, the competencies he should be working on are these 4 competencies, right? And he should be working on to achieving those. We really don't care if Mike Lawrenson's advantage is great right now, because at a level 10, we just want to put baby steps in it and just get these 4 and then get these 5 and then get these 5 and then get these 6 and build as you go, right? And as a coach, if you're coaching Mike Lawrenson, who's a level 10 referee, we really just want to be able to get him, like, how are we doing this? If Mike Lawrenson is coming in and saying, I want to get contextual refereeing with momentum, bro, that's not your role. You're level 10. Let's work on these, right? So if we go back to advantage, right? So here's where you could say, I'm going to work on whistle, signal, talk, and then scrum setup. Okay, and then here's the technical competencies here. If you want to see the strategic, you can pull those down right now, but most referees refereeing in community rugby are only working on the technical competencies, right? So once that's done, Mike goes referees his game. If he gets video, great. He can load the video right here. And then you can watch the video right here. So anyone can come in here and watch this game. You can go back 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 1 second, or frame by frame. You can go half pace or quarter pace, go advantage. You can advance it 1 second, 10 seconds, or you can watch it in fast forward mode. So if you just want to watch the game, it's just right here. Oh, what happened there? Let's really watch this. Slow this. Oh, no, that pass was forward. You know, you can get in there. If you, oops, sorry. Cancel that. I didn't want to download that. If you want to download the entire game and watch it on your laptop, you can do that too. But once you go in there, you have the video of game, you want to edit your playlist. This is for a referee. And again, like this is for a coach down here is the blue stuff. So if Jim Russell or Joe Zevin were reviewing this game, they would come back here after the game, after they watch the game, and say, this is what I thought of your game. And then this is, I can't really change these because I'm not the reviewer, but then they can go in here and whistle, signal, talk, and talk about your scrum setup and say that you've achieved it by going up here and saying scrum setup. They put a marker right there and it'll be green. And then based on that kind of achievement of that status, if Joe Zevin or Jim Russell, Mike Blow, one of our coaches, thinks that Mike is competent at scrum setup, he'll click this green. And then, you know, after a few games of that same thing, Mike can consider he's competent at scrum setup, then he can work on the next level of stuff, which is, you know, touch and goal, right? And that's how you can advance through this. If you do get video and want to go into your playlist, we can talk a little bit about that. Basically, here's your video. You can make it full-size screen. And then here's 2 windows for you. These can be moved around so that they get out of the way. This is the playlist that I've already tagged. And this is how you would tag a playlist. So what you want to do is you want to tag all your scrums, your lineouts, your penalties, and anything of note that you may have missed. So you can play the game here. Let's get to just fast forward a little bit here. So penalty coming up soon. So we'll say that was a high tackle right there. So it's the first half. It was a high tackle because red has the ball, green's the home team, right? If it was the away team, they commit the infringement, or in the second half, you can change that. But you need to put a time in and a timeout of that clip. So we've also created like, oh, that was an infringement that just happened right there. I want to add 20 seconds to that clip. It'll automatically go 20 seconds behind it and 10 seconds behind it and 10 seconds in front of it. And you can go, that was foul play. It was a penalty kick for a dangerous tackle. And you could say green 3 dangerous tackle, right? If it was something that you felt that maybe it should have been like, that's the right call, that's the absolutely right call, it's a good call, or you're like, oh shit, I don't know, you can make it yellow. If it was like a law error or a big decision call, you can make it red. And those will all be kind of tagged and marked, and you can add that clip. And that'll show up in your playlist over here, right? And it's now in the playlist, and you go and you continue. So basically you can also just manually time in clips. Oh, that's something, timeout. That was a general comment. It looks like I missed the tackler not rolling. So if like you have something you didn't call, you can just add that clip. And it'll kind of come over here and you're like, oh, like I missed that. I would like to have gotten that call. So and again, like if you do have a match, that is that penalty right there. Red tackler not rolling away. And it's green 15, tackler not releasing. I felt it was a great call. It was green. If a reviewer comes in, it's like, you know what? It was actually ball carrier not releasing. You can make this yellow and put a comment in here. Hey, Mark, maybe if you stood closer to the breakdown, you could see that the ball carrier is not releasing or something like that, right? Something that will help you coach them up.
Mark, does this system require the referee to go through and do his playlist first?
It doesn't require that. It would be nice. And I don't know of any coaches that would do that for the players, for the referees.
Well, what I was wondering about is if you referee a game Saturday,
yes, and
then by chance Sunday afternoon you start doing your playlist, and I find some time and I start doing my playlist on Sunday afternoon, we're going to have 2 playlists being created at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim. So what I would do as a coach, so let's go back into a report where I'm a coach. So sorry. So here's a referee from Florida, and he put in his self-review but didn't create his playlist. So that's not going to work for us. So here we have a game of Khalil's. He went in there. I can't view his, I can view his playlist, and I can go down here, and as this coach, I can edit my playlist. So essentially what you'll do, Jim, is you will have, as a reviewer or a coach, you can view the playlist over here, and your new entries would be over here. So say we want to look at this clip.
Where's she from?
She's
Right? So let's take a look at something he put in, right? Okay, so this is an example.
On the left, far
He
left,
calls
and far
in
right,
ruck off
and
feet.
so she came all the way across
He
that
doesn't
wide
really identify the player,
field
which is
to
kind of
make
tough
a
to
try
see.
saving shot.
But I could say, I could come over here and comment on this clip. This obviously was illegal tenting. And if you were a good typist, you could spell that correctly. And I could change that to a gold, and I could add that comment to it. So if we update that, if we look over here on this clip, it'll update over here your comment in blue. So the referee's comments in green, performance reviewer or coaches in blue, and then team coaches are in light blue. So
On the left, far left, and the far right. And
is that, so Jim, you wouldn't want to go in there and tag his video from him unless he knows you're doing that. Because what you'll do is you'll go in there and you'll tag tackle or not rolling. I'll come in there, tag tackle or not rolling, and we'll have 2 tackle or not rolling penalties on the same clip. And in the stats, we'll have 48 penalties when we should have only 24. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so are you looking at every one of these in addition to a coach?
Am I looking at every
Are
entry?
you as the coach, you're the talking about you as the ref.
Well, we can talk about how we'll coach a game in advantage in a little bit. I'll circle back to that. I'll kind of
All right.
talk about my strategies, right? So
Okay.
let's just kind of get through the referees. And again, like if you have a match and you need help getting it loaded into advantage, you need help creating a playlist, I am available to you. Joe Burpo is available to you. We can help you through Zoom and get going through here. I want you guys to use this because I think it's a tremendous tool. Okay. So we're back in a match. We're all clear about once you're done with your, sorry, this is, yeah. Once you're done with your tagging and your self-review, then you can go up here and notify members. And this is how you tell the coach you're ready to be developed by him. So you can go here, you can go in here and say, report's been created, pre-match has been completed. If you want to do all the things, videos uploaded, or referee review is completed. And if you click on that, it'll send an email out to the coach, to yourself, saying that the referee has done it, and now the coach can come in and do it. And then once the CMO is done doing his coaching, he'll come back, he or she will come back over and say, CMO review is done, right? He'll complete it. And then you go back in there, you read it, you have the discussion with your coach, you talk about some of the clips, you talk about some whatever. And then once you're done, you can hit the report is published, and then it is locked in, good to go. Okay. So as a referee, that's kind of like, this is my self-review. I'm still waiting to get coached. And if we look at some of the widgets in here, well, we'll look at the stats. So again, if you don't have video, it's very tough to get stats, but in this game, here are the stats. I had 15 penalty kicks, 9 at the tackle. That seems to be a lot. You can pull down the tackle and you go, I had 5 tackler and 4 holding on, right? I had pretty good scrum ball out. Scrum advantage is all right. Bad penalty advantage. General PK had 1 IFOC. These are your stats. You can kind of look at these. If you want to go to the playlist and you want to go back, oh, you know what? I had a lot of penalty kicks. you can go in here, expand that and see all of my penalty kicks. You know, so I had a run of 4 penalty kicks here against Green. Maybe it's something to be aware of. Tackle, unfair play, you know, the yellow card. So I did kind of do something about that little run of 3 penalties in a row. If you want to go back and look at all your scrums, you can click here. If you want to look at all your development areas, all the ones that are, I didn't mark any of them development areas. Yeah, you can go in there and look at that. Go back to the report. Now, so that's kind of like the self-review. Sorry, it's a little taking a load. And then we can look at some of the other key factors and go back to the dashboard. We can look at how we can use this as a tool for yourself. So let's go back to the dashboard. And here's some of the widgets you can see where we're gonna have it. So we have 6 things you can do. You can look at the competencies, and this is like a history of the competencies that you're working on, right? We can go to the focus track, which is what I'm working on my last game. So these were the areas I was working on. Scrum setup, empathy, materiality, and communication, and advantage penalty. On my self-review and through my coach, we discussed that I did get a good scrum setup and penalty advantage, but my empathy and materiality was not great. So on this next game, my scrum setup, I didn't feel was good enough, but my empathy, materiality, and my advantage was great. And you could just add and edit these. You know, you can add another one. If you want to work on touch and goal, you can. I've achieved 4 of those. You know, I'm good to go on that. That'll signal to us that, you know, as your RDO, maybe we can tick that box, and you can move on to something else, or you could yeah, sorry, I just want to get rid of that. Or you can want to work on something else. Okay, so, and again, if you don't want to close these, you can just close these widgets down. The principles is kind of like a game plan, like something you're just generally working on throughout the season. Is I'm working on space, and these are the things I want to do to work on space. You know, these are the areas I want to do. I want to add another one. I want to work on scrums. I want to work on the setup. Geez, Siri, shut up. You know, stuff like that. Performance view and clips. You go down to that. This is like kind of, if you want to look at all your penalty kicks, it's a little tough to do for me right now because I coach and I do. So this is like, so get rid of this. You can kind of go back and look at your scrums or your penalty kicks, what you're kind of getting as accurate. You should be able to click on here and review all the clips that were marked yellow, your development areas. For me, I can't do it because if I do it, I don't have any records because it's recognizing me as a coach and a referee. So, but here's kind of like trend, like I'm doing pretty well at scrums. All my decisions at scrums are pretty good. I only have one. All my decisions at line out mauls are pretty good, but penalty kicks, there's a lot of yellow here. So maybe I need to be a little bit more accurate on my penalty kicks. And then one more widget, stats. Again, like my accuracy is pretty good because I'm doing basically self-review. So I'm not disagreeing with myself. I have, you know, a little bit of development here. My overall performance, my last performance reviewer didn't grade my competencies. So basically this would like add your accuracy plus your competencies met equals your overall performance. So again, like we can talk through this, and as you progress through your career, you'll be able to see a little bit. You'll see how your kind of career evolves. Like you'll hopefully your errors will go down, your development will go down, your accuracy will go up, you'll get more competencies, and you'll keep going up and up and up, right? Again, this will all be kind of as you progress. And then if you're really worried about like who sees your access, you can only pick who you want to see it. So if you want to go in here and just pick all the people in your LRO, as far as coaches, we just want to pick, where are we at? Well, we don't have any coaches in here. You can pick all the people in Rocky Mountain to see all the stuff. So everyone in Rocky Mountain can see all of my stuff, and no one else can see my stuff. Sorry, there we go, and save access. So now everyone in Rocky Mountain can see all of my stuff, and you don't have to show it case to the world. Okay, now let's talk about how we kind of coach a little bit in here. So let's go back to Khalil. So as me as a coach, I would go in here and read his, did I not coach him? It's interesting. This didn't save. I would read his pregame stuff and his self-review, go into create a playlist, and watch his game. Sorry. And say, like, we watch it and it comes up to this clip, right? And he has defensive boring in. And if I wanted to come over the top of that, I could say, look at the scrum setup here. Are you happy with the loose head with his shoulder popped out or something here? And I feel like that's something I want him to review. Or if it's a massive law error, you could change it there. Or if it's like a big decision, like because he got this call wrong, this team picked up the ball, went and scored, that's something I would go as red. If it's something like, I don't agree with this, I think that the defense wasn't boring in, I thought that the attacking team was early engaging, whatever, you could kind of come in here and say that. Or if there is something, and you could type it in here and then hit update. And then you kind of go through that. And then I would go and watch the entire game, put any comments I want on the game. And then I would probably go back into his report and review what he's working on. And if he's not working on, say I added like 10 things at the scrum, right? So I gotta go back to the report. 10 things at the scrum, and he's not working on the scrum. And if it was a really, well, he is working on the scrum. So say I added 10 things at line out maul, right? And he wasn't really working on line out maul. Is it something I need to address with him? Like, is it like such an issue? Or can I just like maybe take those clips out and just talk about some of the stuff that he was working on and get him better on this? Obviously safety factors you want to point out to him, but I would kind of lean my coaching based on what he was working on. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So hopefully you have 1,000 questions. Again, like if you do get video, it is very difficult to get video. I've been bringing my computer and ripping the video from the SD cards. I've also talked to the coaches beforehand, and I talk to their videographer, and I give them my card and I give their email and I hound them for the video, and they've been sending it to me. I know maybe not all of you guys are so technical and you can't create it, but if you can send it to me, I'm happy to work with you guys to get your stuff in Advantage and help you guys out. So like just send me some notes and let me help you out. I can load it for you. if you guys do want to go in there and like have Mark, hey, could you check out my game or could you help me tag it? Happy to do it. You also don't need video to do Use Advantage. You can go in there and say, I'm a level 10 referee. I'm going to work on whistle signal talk and I'll work on scrum setup. I'm going to go do my game. I'm going to come back and I'm going to be like, you know what? My whistle signal talk, I didn't feel it was very good. I still want to work on it, or my scrum setup was great. I feel like I've achieved that. That's great. You know, let's get you in front of a coach and verify that stuff. And you know, like, hey, and if you're free on and you haven't been coached in a while, shoot me an email, shoot Rick an email. Let's get a coach on you. You know, let's do this development. And again, if you're a referee who's not doing something and you've taken the CMO1 or you want to go out and help someone, please send me an email. Let's get you working. I know, Jim, I know there's a budget and I don't want to blow the doors off it, but I really feel like you guys will stay around a little bit longer if we give you some coaching and some feedback and get you improvement. So, you know, I'm trying to be moderately thrifty with the budget, but let's get coaching where we need to get coaching. Cool. Any questions? We will send out the link. I hope to see a bunch of emails needing approval in Advantage from Rocky Mountain today or tomorrow. Good stuff. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for that extra stuff, Mark. That's great.
Mark.
All right. I think that's officially everything. If you have any questions, shoot them to Mark about the Advantage, and otherwise we'll see you all soon, hopefully. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Take care.
You're on mute, Mark, still.
Paul, will you go in there and register as an admin?
On Advantage?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not an admin right now, so I'll need you to do that.
Okay. All right.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. All right. See ya.